Yes, I'm back home, but this trip was so good that I could not hide the last few days of it. But before we get into the video, I gotta tell you something very important, which is the C6 giveaway is still alive and there are only 7.5 days left. So if you want that opportunity to win my car plus $5,000 cash or $20,000 cash, go over to schneiderdays.com. There'll be a link down below. But now let's get into the last days of my incredible Europe trip with Grail. Let's say goodbye to Italy and go say hello to Monaco. What's up everybody, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to another video. As you can see, I'm dressed a little bit nicer today because one, I'm running out of clothes, and two, since we're going to Monaco and hopping in supercars to go there, we don't want to look like we have Honda Civics instead of supercars when we get there. Now we have a lot of cars at our disposal, and if you've been watching the series, you will know that we have been having a lot of fun so far, but today we're about to have a lot more fun because in my hand is a Dragy. And the plan is to get some 60 to 130 times on these supercars and see how they stack up to my cars back home. On paper, these cars make a lot more power, but are they actually quite a bit faster? I don't believe the Porsche will be able to put down a faster 60 to 130 time than my Huracan or my Corvette, but the SVJ makes 770 horsepower, the 812 makes 789 horsepower, and the STO makes 650 horsepower, 640, but it does weigh 600 pounds lighter than my Huracan. So on the road to Monaco, we're gonna stop in Mexico and try and see what these cars can put down. Also, we might test out the red eye. I don't know. We might be able to get all the cars times, we might not. Let's just see where the road takes us. But when we get to Monaco, we'll be right next to the French Alps, which is going to be really fun because those are almost better roads than we've already driven on in this trip. All right, everybody starting out the cars. Let's start ours. This is not a bad way to start the morning. Apparently in Monaco, these cars are like middle-class cars compared to what's there. So I'm very curious to see what cars we see there. That STL looks so good. Now let's around pull off, get some gas, maybe an energy drink and a snack, because I believe the drive from Moreno, where we are, to Monaco is 6 hours. Not saying that I would fall asleep in an SVJ, but I don't want it to be a possibility. Now, Patrick said he would sell this car to me, and it would actually be a little bit cheaper than the US market because in Europe, these cars are not as expensive. And also, he said he'd give me a discount because of the squeaky door, but the price he gave me was still not a price I can afford anytime soon. But if the opportunity did come, I wouldn't mind it. It's pretty low mile, it has 22,000 kilometers. Honestly, that's all daydreaming. I think I'm gonna stick to my rebuilt title M4 and my limited title Supra for now. Of course, the C7, C6, and Huracan. You can't forget those. This is a fancy gas station. They have a bar? They have a bar and a gas station. Is that like an Italy thing?
Yeah.
Huh. Bag secured. And a peach water in a sippy cup. You like this Porsche a lot, don't you?
I do.
It sounds crazy. Last night, Remy did a launch.
It's the loudest car here, and it makes no sense.
Yeah, it's the loudest car here.
Yeah.
Remy did a launch last night, and it was shooting a flame while he was on the gas. It was
just a rolling flame.
It was like an afterburner. It was so sick. I could see you having one of these, and then you'd like completely gut everything and put 2 turbos on it.
I would keep it like this, and then I would twin turbo it.
This is Patrick's favorite car to ride in. I asked him if he wanted to ride Passenger Princess in the SVJ, and he said he'd rather cut off his leg. That might give you a good answer as to how he feels about the comfortability of this car. Also, there is a cop right there. I don't know if they're checking out those trucks or if they're waiting for us to go by. We'll see what happens with that. All right, the police car has left. I thought it was just the base model of Aventadors that squeaked. I was wrong. Also, I don't know if we're running gas, but I think we'll be fine for a little bit. Now, so many people complain about how the car shifts because it is a single clutch and it like does that to you. mind it, especially when you drive it how you're supposed to by like letting off the gas, shifting, and then getting back into it. It's not that bad. Now, if you can tell, we're missing someone. We have the STO, the 812, the red eye, and the SVJ's parked over there, but we lost Remy. Remy took the wrong exit, and instead of heading to Monaco, he's heading to Vienna. So we might be waiting 10 minutes, 20 minutes, an hour, who knows, but Remy has to pick up some slack and get here fast because we don't want to get to Monaco when it's pitch black. But once he does get here, hopefully we do find some open road to test out the SVJ 6130. This whole drive we've had traffic like this, so it's not looking too promising, but we're gonna try to make it work. If anything, we'll get at least one car today, maybe two, or maybe all of them. We gotta get at least one time. Well, after waiting 20 minutes, they just told us that they are now 20 kilometers ahead of us because they took a separate road to get back onto this road, so we gotta book it. I have a feeling this car is gonna do the 6130 a lot faster than we think. All right, here we go. We hit it. All right, we did hit it, but my Draggy has no connection to satellite, so we're gonna have to run it back. Well, guess who decided to show up? Remy is right behind the 812. Oh, wow. Look at that. So I take it we're not that close to Monaco since everybody's filming this car still?
Yeah.
How much farther do we have?
200 kilometers, but we are not staying in Monaco.
Right.
Because as mentioned, Monaco is a hole. So we passing Monaco and drive to Cannes.
Okay.
Staying in Cannes, and from there, tomorrow we will have some fun in the French Alps, and then Monaco on Wednesday, Thursday. Top Marquez starts on Wednesday, so we will maybe have the chance to see some cars at Top Marquez.
Okay. What happened to you? I got scared.
You guys kept going and we didn't know what turn it was, so we went the opposite direction for 30 minutes. But then we beat you. We were 30 minutes in front of you guys. We sat at that
We pulled off for like 45 minutes waiting for you though.
No, you didn't.
Yeah, we did.
You guys weren't waiting. No, you said you guys weren't waiting.
We were waiting.
Don't gaslight
Why
me.
is he lying?
Don't gaslight
I literally have it on
gaslight
film.
me.
We were waiting for you. Oh, finally. Well, the pizza wasn't anything to write home about, but Patrick said the hotel is, which is the next stop. So we're gonna drive through Monaco or like around it?
Around.
Around it, but can you see it or no?
Yeah, technically you can see a little bit, but not really. You won't recognize any hotspots.
Yeah.
Any well-known spots.
Now we're staying in a place called Cannes, which is where like all the rich people that don't want to live in the city go. So we could still see some pretty cool cars today. The other thing too is those barriers are so high up and the SVJ is so low that we probably will be having a hard time trying to see Monaco from the car. Apparently, we have another 3 hours of driving. We're not even close to done. And the sad news is we won't be driving home, which is sad news and good news. We're gonna drive the cars to Monaco and then we're going to have them get trailered back when our trip is over, and we're flying back to Germany. This trip has turned into one of the craziest trips I've ever had in my entire life. We're literally driving supercars to Monaco, and then instead of having to drive them home, we're just waiting, nah, we're just gonna trailer them home, we're gonna fly back. That's wild. Car of the group. all of Europe, honestly, is they don't make roads that go over the mountains typically. All their major highways go through them. And to our left, I believe, is the Mediterranean Sea. That's pretty freaking cool. Okay, here we go. We are 36 miles away from our hotel, and Monaco is right around this corner on the left. We might be able to see it, we might not. The SVJ is a very low car. Wait for it. It's right over that ledge. Of course, we can't see it. All right, made it past Monaco. We're about 30 minutes from our hotel. And of course, this car was towing the line of being on E again. So had to fill this one up. Remy, how much is gas here a gallon?
$9 a gallon, a little over $9 a gallon.
So after conversion,
$140 to fill up half a tank.
I don't want to steal SVJs. Holy moly. Another reason why it's nice to not live here. And also, this is a perfect example of why you get doors that go up. Next stop, our crazy hotel. There's probably nothing as stressful as driving a $500,000, $600,000 car that isn't yours in streets that are this tight. This SVJ is so flippin' wide. It's insane. The good news is, the people like it. 69 pizza, pasta, and salad. Not a bad name. Also, I don't know what it is about this place, but there are a million mopeds and bikers everywhere, and they just weave through and like do the dumbest things while we're driving. I don't like it at all. Like literally a biker like 2 seconds ago cut in front of me and then proceeded to like push me over, and I almost hit him if I didn't move. Not all bikers, but some bikers like act like they're on top of the world. It's like the worst thing ever to deal with. Perfect example is this guy right here. He's trying to get around me, and the SVJ is so wide, I literally cannot move over, and he just yelled at me, saying something in French, trying to get around me. He's gonna try and move right now. Come on. Oh my God. Really, dude? I'm wondering who's gonna crash out first, me or him? Oh no, here's another one. All right, buddy, come on, do it now. Are you kidding me? He's literally just hanging out there. Well, I guess he'll never pass me because we're turning left. And that's where we're staying. Looks like we're shutting her down right here. I have never been so annoyed with bikers and mopeders in my entire life.
No, they're bad here. They're bad.
Literally one could not get past me, so he sat right here and kept looking at me and like looking inside the car, like, and then he said something to me in French, and I was like, bro, try and get by. There's this much space.
We were duly warned. We were warned. It is bad though. Thankfully, we're not driving around this city.
Yeah, this place is a little bit nicer than the other one.
Yeah, it's a Hyatt 5-star.
Really? Wow. This is a lot better than the one I stayed at Essen.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't want to know how much.
Why is it every...
Do you know how much?
We know, we looked it up.
Like 600 a night?
Per person?
No, per 2 people room.
600 a night. Well, that was the same price the other place.
Yeah, around what?
But this place is like way nicer for the same price. Not bad. Remy, can you please hurry?
You got a poop or something?
Okay, this isn't bad. Wow.
A little romantic for us.
Okay, this is very bad. On a real note, though, this is absolutely crazy. And there's the pool over here, your own mini balcony. Welcome to day 2 of being in the Monaco-ish region, because if you say Canas where we are staying, or Cannes or Cannes or however you say it, most likely you won't know where that is, but we're 45 minutes from Monaco. But today, the plan is we are going to a really cool lake, and the roads are supposed to be really fun to drive. And then tomorrow, what are we doing? Explain.
Apparently, it's not, I don't think booked yet, but Patrick says
He wants
to get us 2 helicopters because there's not enough space for all of us to go in one and mob down to Monaco in helicopters.
Absolutely ridiculous. Jean would be creaming right now if he saw this car. We are still missing one though, the SVJ.
Got stolen.
Oh, do you know what SVJ stands for?
No.
Super Veloce Yoda.
How do you spell it?
That I do not know. Another day, another startup on a V12. Now the little loop that we are doing today to go to the lakes, in total is gonna take 4 hours. So it's gonna be a pretty fun day of driving, and the views are going to be insane. After doing this trip, I definitely wanna do at least one of these trips again every year, because this was an absolute blast. Thank you so much, Grail. These guys are literally the best out there. If you want to exhaust your car, like I mentioned, definitely check them out because their stuff is top tier, not cheap quality, all made in Germany. They're the real deal. Well, I kind of did this to myself. I chose the widest car again, and we hit roads like this where they are so freaking tight. And of course, everybody in France drives very aggressively. So if you're trying to fit through, they're trying to fit through too. They won't wait for you. Oh my gosh. There's no other car that sounds like this. No other car. Now yes, this one doesn't have the F1 pitch as much as like some other exhaust systems that you guys have commented about. But you gotta remember, this is Grail's first exhaust for this car. It sounds crazy. Now they are searching for that F1 pitch and they are going to get it. It's just gonna take them a couple more weeks of fab once this car is back at the facility. When I do get an Aventador, it will have a Grail exhaust on it and it will sound like an F1 car. All right, slowpoke pulled off. I'm going to do everything I can to get one of these. I don't care if it takes me 10 years, I will have one of these cars. They aren't the best driving car at all, but they are definitely one of the most personality driven cars I've ever been in. Also, when I get one, if it's not this one, it will be one that has the exact same seats. I love these. They are uncomfortable for no freaking reason, but they make this car feel like a race car. Jeez, I've never been on roads this tight. They are pretty though. Oh wow, this is cool. What the? Now the scenery is getting crazier. Look at this. In the middle of nowhere, just a stone village. This trip has probably been the most motivating trip of my entire life. Being able to drive these cars, experience these cars, see these cars in front and behind me, and like just see the lifestyle of like the people that live in Monaco and Cannes. It's like, it's telling me I need to work harder. That's what it's telling me. This probably feels so easy for the STO. One fun fact about the STO is it actually has a faster Nürburgring time than the GT3 RS behind me. That's crazy. Another reason to want an STO. That thing handles so freaking good. And it has the power that the GT3 RS kind of lacks. The blue lake is right over there. It looks crazy. Yeah, look at that. Holy, that's really cool. Really curious to see what it would look like to import a car in the US from Europe. Patrick says that it wouldn't be too terribly hard because it's a car that's also sold in the US. It's not like it's strictly a Europe car.
Otherwise, we have to wait until the car is older than 25 years. Then it's also allowed to export to the US.
I wouldn't wait that long.
I mean, we could rent a boat.
Or we just jump in. Oh, really? Oh, like a little, looks like one of those like pedal boats.
Let's Do it. Yes, let's do that.
Okay.
Sounds fun.
Okay, for the sake of safety, we're going to leave you guys in the car and want to take a GoPro just in case something bad happens. This is my only camera. We have a lot more stuff to film when we get back home.
What's your boat percentage at? Yeah, we're empty too.
They're at 0%.
0%?
Rate that experience 1 to 10.
10, we didn't die.
Yeah. 1 to 10?
It was gorgeous.
Yeah. Good. Well, that was fun. Now, where we are driving right now is the French Alps, and apparently the French Alps have nicer driving roads, which I can kind of agree. These ones are a lot more twisty, turny, just very narrow when we first started, but I like these. I like these a lot. Now, on a real note, I could buy this car. Like, it'd be stretching it thin and be a huge risk, but I could. But the only downside to that is I would have to sell 3 cars and figure out a way to pay off the Huracan to be able to get this. But the issue with that is I would be down to 2 cars, the Huracan and this. I'm already doing the giveaway on the C6, so in my mind, that one's already written off and gone. I don't really think it's worth it to get rid of the C7, Supra, and M4, just have 2 Lambos. It would be cool, yeah, but there's only so much you can do to this car. This is one of those cars that you have in addition to all the other fun cars, and you make videos on this and go on rallies with this and stuff like that, and put some wheels, maybe lower it a little, and get an exhaust and a tune. And that's about all you can do with it, because this body kit's insane, and I'm sure you could probably get like a front lip and like some little carbon bits here and there, but SVJs are perfect, honestly, as is. We're gonna enjoy this car during this trip and daydream about having one, and one day, after working a lot of hours, I'll be able to park my own in my garage. All right, let's flat foot it. Ready? I think that might have been a cop. If we make it back to the hotel without getting pulled over, we'll look up what French police look like. I'm pretty sure that was French police. Also, looks like it's starting to rain, so I think Patrick is going to take it chill for the rest of this drive. Quick question. When we went down that straight road, and you two slowed down, you and the Porsche,
Yeah.
then I came flying up behind you.
Yeah.
Was there a cop?
Yes, you flew by a car.
Yeah, you flew by a cub. It's nice.
Oh no, we go down the hill. We're stopped. We're slowing down because we're flying by.
Yeah, and you
we
were
all
like,
see the cop. Right after the turn, Jake goes, and flies right by us again.
You see, I thought you were slowing down for us to catch up, and then
It was like literally right there. A blimp wasn't as big as the cops, like as obvious as the cop being there.
I was filming. One more expensive fill up later. The SVJ is now good for a little bit. Now let's try to get to the hotel without getting pulled over. That looks absolutely insane. We don't have roads like this back home. Hey Patrick.
yeah.
I have an idea. You know how you're gonna ship your SVJ to the US, right?
Yeah.
Let's just like ship it to Seattle,
And you want to drive it?
and I'll watch it for you.
Makes sense to me. Yeah.
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 I mean, you're not gonna drive it anyway while it's.
No. Yeah.
You know, for stock exhaust, that car does not sound bad. wasn't the most exciting rev up in a launch I've ever seen, but it was pretty cool once he started going. Okay, back to the hotel, and maybe we'll see some cool cars when we get there. Oh, here we go again. The tightest road imaginable. Hands down, the worst part of this trip is this road right here. Oh God, Jesus. Oh my freaking gosh. I don't want to curb Patrick's wheels, and I don't want somebody to hit the driver's side. We can get through this. Jeez. All right, we're almost there. Patrick, what does Usabatu mean?
I have no clue.
You heard her say it? Some girl yelled that at me.
Yeah?
Yeah, after I revved it for the kids and like shot some flames, and she said like Usabatu, and it did not sound good.
You do realize we're in a different
Huh.
speaking language country.
Maybe
German.
she just wanted to mention that you were a dumb
Yeah, I was assuming it'd be something like that.
Yeah, okay.
Did you see
Probably.
how see how we were revving it, and then 10 seconds later a bike cop went up there?
Yeah.
Well, this is it. The last day of fun. We're not gonna fly to Monaco, we're gonna drive. Sucks, right? We have to drive an SVJ to Monaco. So we're gonna do that. We're gonna get to Monaco. Apparently the police presence is very strict there. So Remy, don't rev the A12.
You guys probably saw in the video, every time someone goes, which, by the way, is every 2 feet we're driving a car, Jake thinks it's a complete invitation just to...
Hey, I promise, if I get an SVJ one day and there is a big group of people,
Oh, yeah, 100%.
I am going to rev that.
Which, as you should. It's just funny that there's cops right next to us, and Jake goes,
They can't prove which car it was.
No, except when they see flames coming out the back of yours.
Welcome Monaco. It's pretty crazy. Like the quality of like everything went up 20% from where we were staying, and we haven't even gotten into the city yet. Not a phone in sight.
I feel like the president right now.
So many Urises over there. There's a Mansory Urus back there that I didn't film. I guess this is the spot where all the crazy cars typically park, but it is a Wednesday in Monaco, so it's not like we're gonna see some crazy hypercars everywhere. Well, we've been driving for like an hour, still trying to find parking. We got a couple F80s, F80, F82, Austin yellow, in my color, and it's a competition, I think. Pretty sick. Finally, after an hour of driving around Monaco to find parking, we found some, but this is also temporary. Everybody went to go use the restroom and they're coming back now, and then we gotta go find some more permanent parking. That is probably gonna cost a lot of money. Well, Monaco is pretty crazy. We just hopped into the SVJ again, and we're gonna go up here to sightsee and actually get some good parking. I am now the leader. I have someone that's a tour guide. What's your name?
Euros, Azarik in Instagram.
Okay, I can't say that name at all. So yeah, we're just gonna keep driving and try to find a good spot for you guys to see Monaco. Not really gonna walk around Monaco just because parking is a fiasco, especially with all the F1 tracks out. So let's keep going. Oh, there we go.
Now you park correctly, welcome.
All right,
Crazy.
let's go see what Monaco looks like from up here. Honestly, Patrick, I would argue this was more fun than a helicopter.
Yes,
Yeah,
you're right.
yeah.
There was.
Look at that. That's crazy. It makes a lot of sense why there are so many boats. It's probably a little bit easier to park those.
Yes.
Yeah? And this concludes our Monaco trip. Definitely a pretty cool experience to be here and hang out with Grail and all the guys. When we get back into Frankfurt tomorrow, we're going to get our stuff together, edit some more videos, and then fly home. I'm not saying goodbye to Patrick, but you guys are. Thank you so much for this trip.
You're welcome.
This was a lot of fun. And keep that car for like 2 years and I'll be back.
I try my best.
He said that once this car gets back to Germany, he's not touching it. He's probably just gonna let it sit until they put their new exhaust on it, test it out, have some fun, maybe drive it for a couple days, and then probably do another revision.
Maybe more like for a couple of hours, not a couple of days.
What do you guys think? Would it have been worth it to get rid of all the cars for this? I don't think so, because if this car went down, I wouldn't have any car to drive. If you want to see one of these cars, hit that subscribe button and it could happen. But on that note, I think that's gonna be the end of today's video. If you enjoyed it, please give it a like. And if you haven't already, please hit that subscribe button and the bell. If you want your own exhaust from Grail, definitely check them out. Leave a link down in the description below and they will get you covered. They make really good exhaust systems, and the M4 and the Supra sound amazing. And I can't wait to hear what other cars Grail and I work with in the future. I'll see you guys next time. Drive safe.